Hi all, good evening. This is Kiran from Rewire by Automation. Uh, just to quick recap, so we learned about part of prerequisite configuration, Node.js, and then Android Studio, followed by Android SDK, then Android API, Android system path configuration, and now we are in the emulator configuration. Okay, so to begin with, so as we have configured the Android, now the next step is emulator configuration. So without emulator, you cannot run your app on the though you are having the Android setup. Here, two things that you need to keep it in mind. One is emulator configuration and your physical device configuration. So these two are different. So in this session, I'm going to cover emulator configuration. Okay. So here, what I will do is I'll create my system. So it will take 5 to 10 minutes. Just keep watch. So I'm launching my. So I'm closing this one. This is my Android Studio startup screen. So in the startup screen, once you install the latest version, you'll come up with this appearance. And once you click on more actions, here you can see 4. So we don't need to enter any of the project here. So only just you have to you have to enter into the virtual device manager. Okay. So once this device is so this UI screen will allow you to create the emulator. Okay. So just let me delete this unnecessarily to occupy the space. Okay. So just click on create a virtual device. Okay. In this one, I am selecting the Pixel 7 Pro. Repeat, Pixel 7 Pro. And click on next and click on the architecture. Okay. So this is must. Okay. And here the image, that image you need to select, and in the corresponding this one API. So we are talking about API, right? Latest version. This is where in this one recommended they are given, but in this one they have listed this is the recommended one. So you need to select whatever the recommended version. So in case your requirement is very lower version, and then you can create your emulator based on that one, and you can the play with your app on particular OS version. For now, for us, this is sufficient. Okay. And then I am clicking on the, see here, API level is 34, type is Google APIs, Android version is 14, which is latest version, and the vendor name is Google Link, and the system image means this is the CPU architecture. Okay. This is the default, this is enough for us, sufficient for us. I'm clicking on next, and you can change your emulator name. Okay. Version emulator Pixel 7 Pro API 34. So that if you put this information in the emulator, so that by name you can distinguish. Okay. So rest all everything is default parameters. Okay. Portrait only, and finish it. So now it is session emulator, it is created. Now you need to launch. Okay, in order to launch, you just click on this one, start. So it will prepare that image and everything like device, it will prepare. See. So it will take, at least, 2 minutes to, prepare that one. Meanwhile, I'll cover the, this slide. So as I've shown you here, this is the screen. Okay. And this is the next screen. And this one is the image that you need to, device you need to select, pixel or whatever. Okay. And in this one, in the next, whatever the screens I have shown you in the demo, same you need to follow. Okay. There may be a variances if the studio versions are changing. Okay. But the sequential, the flow is same. Yeah. Once this is ready, so you will come to know this one. Okay. It will get create, and we'll be with the this particular screen. Let's see what is the status, where it is. It is getting loading. Okay, it will take another minute. Meanwhile, let's move on to the okay. Once this emulator is launched, okay, emulator setup is done. You will have to go with launch emulator. Okay, see here how to launch the emulator. Suppose you have created the emulator and you need to launch. Again, you need to go to the virtual device manager, and then you will have to select any of the created emulators and click on start button. Okay, I am selecting and click on this particular launch button. So this is recorded on the previous version, that's why it is showing this one. Okay. So a little bit variance will be there, version to version. If you are watching this video, maybe after a few months later, then you will see the different flavor of the Android setup. Okay. So now you can see here, this is the devices. After launching, you will see like this. So this is the pure. Okay. Let me see, where are we on that one. Still it is getting large. So I have multiple applications running in the background. That's why it is taking a little bit amount of time. Yeah. So based on my experience, if you talk about 5 or 7 years back, it is much difficult to configure emulator, though it is getting, but the consistency, that was my experience, that is my perception. So the consistency is very minimal, and it was very the struggling to configure the emulators. So now it's easy, and within a 10 minutes of time, we were able to launch the emulator. Okay. So here you can play whatever you want, like you are playing in the physical device. Okay. See this one. Okay. So these are the apps. Okay. And So, okay, team. If at all, if you wanted to close, you can close this one, you know, uh, from here, or you can directly you can close it. Okay. So, team, with in this session, covered the configuration of the emulator and you have launch. And in the next session, we are going to cover different things related to the emulator, how to use the apps and how to play with the emulator. Okay. Thanks, team. Thanks for watching this session. We'll catch you in the next session. Bye.